In this video clip, I'm going to cover the functions for the management of interim payment. So first of all, let me try to log into the system as the contractor. So I'm going to still stick to the same project for the purpose of demonstration. What I'm going to do is just go to the functions for interim claims. You can see a long list of interim claims that have been submitted by the contractor. So what the contract and the debt submitted by the contractor, the amount granted, and the status of the payment. What the contractor has to do is to click on the Prepare Interim Claim button here. That will lead him to the page for him to provide the details related to the interim claim that he would like to submit. First of all, let's start with the reference for the interim claim application. If the interim claim application is related to any of the SI, then the contractor shall feel free to check any of those in the list. And then the contractor has to fill in the value of the work done, and then the amount of EOT and whatever relevant to this. And the contractor might also want to attach evidence and further details to substantiate this particular claim. And what the contractor has to do next is very simple. Just click Submit. And confirm that he would like to submit it. And then it will appear here at the bottom of the list that is still pending the SO section. So now let's log out from the contractor's account and relog into the system as the SO to see whether the SO would like to approve and this particular claim and the options available to the SO. Now I'm trying to log into the system as the SO. You can see that for the Trans-Borneo Railway that the SO is in charge of, there are two interim claims that has been submitted by the contractor. We go to the bottom of the list. We try to deal with the IC number IC1, that is the interim claims that the contractor had just submitted. And in this case, the contractor has claimed for 105,000 ringgit Malaysia. Okay. At the bottom here, there are further notes from the system and reminders from the system for both the contractor and the SO. In this case, it reminds the SO that the deadline for the SO to issue interim certificate is 15th of September 2022. That is supposed to be calculated based on the date if the interim claim application submission of the interim claim submission by the contractor. So this is pending the actions of the SO. So what the SO has to do, you just have to go to this particular tab, and then he will to decide accordingly. Alright, again, the system is trying to remind the SO of the deadline for him to make a decision about this particular interim claim submitted by the contractor. So the SO has just to click this particular button to go to the screen for him to discharge his duties. Let's create interim payment certificate number 1. That's relevant to this particular interim claim. You see, the system has checked this by default. And the further details, explanations, cover later from the SO to the contractor. In this case, he just approve whatever amount claimed by the contractor accordingly as it is. The SO can in fact upload some attachment if necessary. Otherwise, you just have to click Submit to issue this particular interim certificate. Right, and then the system will bring the SO to this page about the list of interim certificates that he has issued. So let's click on this, on the interim certificate that has been issued by the SO. The system at the bottom of it, you can see that this is the interim certificate, and at the bottom of it, you can see that the system is trying to remind the SO that the deadline for making payment to the contractor is 1st of August 2022. This deadline is calculated automatically by the system according to the conditions stipulated in the contract on the time frame available to the SO or the government in making payments to the contractor for the purpose. So it saves the SO and the contractors from the troubles of having to calculate and determine the deadline for this purpose. The contractor, upon logging into the system, will be able to see similar piece of information, will be able to view the interim certificate that the SO has just issued, and also the additions of the SO. So we can go back to this and go to the screen for interim claims to have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. This is IC number 1. Then here you can see that for this particular interim claim, the amount granted is exactly and precisely 105,000 ringgit Malaysia, and for the purpose, interim certificate has been issued. And this, as I said, is visible to both the SO and the contractor concerned. So this is basically about the functions for managing interim claims in the system.